everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing my first project pan update. So I have to confess, I did not do nearly as well as I thought that I would. I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to, and I'm actually really kind of surprised by some of it. So this might actually turn out to be a bit of a shorter run through video. So let me first start off with the products that have so little change, it's not even worth marking. So the first one is going to be my Briogeo Rosarco Blow Dry Perfection Heat and Protectant Cream. I barely use this. I like it. It's not that I don't like it. I like my Alterna CC hair cream better, and so I tend to pull for that. So I've actually taken that one out of my cabinet so that I have to force myself to use this up. So I haven't marked it because there's just nothing worth seeing. So in addition to that, there is also this bad boy right here. This is by Tarte. This is the Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. I have not used this but maybe 2 or 3 times. Part of that is because I have the other foundation that I'm trying to work through, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a pass on this here, and then as soon as the other one is gone, then I'll go in on this one much harder. I don't have the same excuse for this guy right here. This is by Becca. This is the Soft Light Blurring Powder. I just don't like it. I feel like when I put it on top of the foundation that I'm wearing, it just darkens it. And it just, I don't like it. The only way that I found that I do enjoy it is on days when I'm not actually wearing any makeup. I'll put on some primer, some nice heavy moisturizer and some primer, and then I'll put this over top. And then it's fine, but let's be honest, I don't have a lot of those days. I wear makeup every day to work. I film over the weekends, so there's just not been a ton of opportunity for me to use this guy here in a way that makes sense for me. So no real progress to show on that. The other one that I've only used twice since my check-in is my mask. This is by L'Oreal. This is the Pure Clay mask. This is the red algae one, and I love this mask. I really do. I've used probably about half of it, I guess, but I just forget to mask, or I'll be honest, I haven't had a ton of time. Time management, as you've probably noticed by my inconsistent uploads, has been a little bit tougher between going back to work and having the baby, just trying to balance everything. Things like taking a half an hour to do a mud mask don't make the cut a lot of the time, unfortunately. So no real progress there, which kind of sucks. So sorry. The other ones that I have so little progress on that there's no point in marking are 2 of my lip products. So these are just much more summer shades, I'll be honest. So we've got this bad boy right here. This is by Revlon. It's really pretty, but I just don't find myself gravitating towards it right now because it's just this lovely kind of warm, neutral kind of brownie kind of color, and it's just not what I'm pulling for right now. Now once the weather warms up, that'll probably change. The same goes for this. This is the Neutrogena Moisture Stick. It's in the shade Raspberry, and it's this lovely sort of frosty pink kind of color. Again, very neutral, very easy to wear, but not really what I'm gravitating towards in February. So that was a quick rundown of the things that I just really didn't use enough to show any progress. Now let's get into the things that I'm frustrated with, because I have used them a ton and they don't show any progress. So one of those is going to be my Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer by Too Faced. I love this. I use it every single day and you would never know it because, hey, I can't get it open. Okay. Because it looks the same. It does. It looks the same. And I use this. Like, I use it in the hollows of my cheeks. I use it along my hairline. I bronze the heck out of my neck because a lot of my foundations are a little too dark for me. So I use this sucker. You can't tell. So that's been kind of frustrating. I mean, it does have a bit of a dip. You can kind of see the circles in there, but I just really thought that I would have more visible progress in here, I think. The other product that I have been using, I use literally every day in the month of January. Not so much in February because I bought a new highlighter and I've been kind of obsessed with it. But this is Becca's Mini in Opal. And it's got just the tiniest little bit of a dent. But again, I thought for using it consistently every single day that you would be able to see more in it. And I just don't. So I have been using these. I'm just frustrated that you'd never know it by looking at them. So on to the, oh, darn it. I missed one. Ha! This bad boy right here. I hardly use it. I hardly use it. I need to get better about it. So yeah, no real progress there either. On to the products that I have done a lot. So you can't see the progress in here because the packaging makes it impossible, but it's still going strong. So I use this every night after I wash my face, stick it through my brows and go. So when it's empty, I'll let you know. And I have been kind of using my Mario Badescu spray. This is the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. So you can see there has been a bit of a change. I don't love the sprayer on this, I'll be honest. So what I might end up doing is transferring this into another bottle that I like the sprayer on better. So don't be surprised if the next check-in we do, if it's not in this container anymore. I have made some really good progress on my lip gloss, so you can see that we've kind of moved down there. So that's been good. I just leave this on my desk at work when my lips are feeling a little bit dry, or if I've been wearing like a liquid lipstick that I need a little bit of a refresh on, I pop that bad boy on top of it and run. So that's been good. I have made really good progress on this lip color right here. This is by Revlon. It is in the shade Red Velvet. It is their Colorburst lip butter. I don't think they make these anymore. I haven't seen them. So that's where we are with that. And it's just, this is the one that I've been using more because it's more seasonally appropriate. It's this lovely kind of red berry color, and I really do like it a lot. I've just had it for far too long. So you can see the different lines there. So we're down to there. So very excited. I still feel like I'll be able to use this year, even though the weather is starting to warm up, because hey, it's February and it's almost 80 degrees here in the Carolinas. That's kind of weird. I've done really well with my primer. So this is by Becca. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. So you can see my lines there. Doing really well with this bad boy. Honestly, I feel like, and this might be a stretch, but I feel like this can be used up by the time we check in next. So I'm excited about that. And then my foundation. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. I've been using this pretty consistently almost every day. And you can see my lines have changed from here down to here. The bottle makes it seem like there's a ton more in here than there is. There really isn't. It just sort of clings to the side. So it really is pretty low in there. It has the like fat wand thing. So I think what I'm going to do, because I'm having trouble getting product out because it's dipped down so low, I think I'm going to pop the stopper on this and just sort of dig it all out. So I see no reason why this won't be finished by our next check-in, which will be super exciting. And then on to the one thing that I did actually finish, and that is my Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. So yay, I got one that's done. And then my palette. This has got some ups and some downs. So I totally hit pan on the shade right here, which honestly I expected to, because this is a really soft shadow, and then it already had a good dip in it, so I'm still excited all the same. Look at that bad boy, look at that pretty. But the other ones have been much more slow going, which is frustrating. So I'm finding that I just don't really love this palette. I thought that it would be a good one because it's got so many neutral colors in it, that it would be easy to work into some of the other palettes that I have. And I'm kind of finding it a little bit, but I struggle, I think. So this is the shade right here that I've been using a lot in my as a transition. Let me see if I can swatch it for you real quick. Let me get this lipstick off. It just doesn't, I don't know, it seems muddy, I think is what it is. So, get a good swatch here for you. So it seems really muddy, which isn't great for your crease, right? For a transition. It's a little bit darker than what I would want for my transition, I think. But there are no other colors in here that work for that. So I've just been kind of going in really lightly, and that means that you can't see any sort of progress. It's also, it seems like, packed more firmly than the cream shade right underneath it. So even though I've used it pretty much every day as much as I can, you don't see any difference because it's just firmer and I don't use very much. I do find myself, I've got a little bit of a dip right here in Party, which is kind of the golden highlight. I got that in my inner corner and my brow bone, and that's how I've been using it pretty steadily. But this is a pretty large pan for just that, so at some point, I'm guessing I'll probably start using it as an actual face highlight. I'm not to the point where I want to do that yet because there's still so much life left in this that I don't want to just use it up for the sake of using it up, if that makes sense. I really do like Lucky Charm, which is this kind of bronzy brown color right here. This is a good quality one. Let me swatch it for you as well. So that right there, really pretty, really good texture, lots of good reflect on it. So I do use that one a bunch. And then the other one that I use a lot is this one down in the corner here, Virtue. Sorry, trying not to blind you, but also let you see the colors. Virtue right here, I use that a lot in the outer V. Again, it's a really good textured shadow. It's got good color payoff. It's kind of this deep brown that has almost like a little bit of olive in it. It's really, really pretty and quite unique that I find. But the rest of the shades, I struggle. Obviously, I'm not going to be using the black shade. That's a given. But Happy Place seems like it would be so pretty, but it's not. It's chunky and flaky, and it's hard to pick it up in my brush, and it's crumbly, and it's just super hard to work with. Like, it swatches okay on using my finger, but even there, like, it's got, I know my hand is bent in a really bizarre way. Like, you can even see a little bit that there are flakes just all over the place. This is just, it's a very difficult shade to work with. So I find myself not working with it because I get fallout just all over my face. And when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I don't have time to mess with that. And the same is true here for Dream Team, which is kind of a darker, more shimmery brown. Again, it swatches really nicely when I've got my finger, but in actuality, it's super difficult to use. So I'm kind of running into frustrations with this palette. I don't enjoy working with it. I do still want to continue working on it this year, but I don't know. It has its ups and its downs. So that is the 18 products that I initially had pulled into my project. I finished one of them, so I'm going to bring in another product to take its place. I'm not going to bring in another eyeshadow primer because all of the rest of the ones that I own are practically full. And I want to give myself as much chance for success as possible, especially since I'm feeling so frustrated right now. So I'm going to bring in this little mini here. This is by Fresh. This is their Sugar Rosé. It's just a little deluxe sample size. It's a lip balm, but it is basically full. Like, it's got a little bit of an indent in there, but as you can see when I roll it out, there's still a significant amount of product in there. So I measured it, as I do with all the others, against the cap, so my starting point is right there. But I think as long as I'm using this every morning while I'm getting ready, that I should be able to work through this without too much of an issue. So that is everything that is in my project pan. So I appreciate you hanging out with me and taking a look at it. Let me know how your projects are going, if you're running a project pan this year, or if there's anything that you're working towards makeup-wise, any goals that you have, let me know how that is going for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you would subscribe so that you could hang out with me more often. I hope that your week is going really, really well for you, and I will see you next time. Bye!